The most pressing issue facing our district today is really the finances to do what we need to do for our students, primarily to be able to fund our aging facilities and the modernization of our facilities. I worry about the politics at a national level and how those are impacting the equity work that we're trying to do at the local level, and send the message to our students, staff, and families that all of our kids are equally important and that we want to create a great future for all of them. I think that's the exact opposite message coming from our federal government right now, and that very much concerns me. What we are really focusing on in our system is to build a articulated K-8 instructional program, and the primary focus is on quality instruction. We're putting resources towards building the capacity of our teachers. We're giving them training that they need, tools that they need, support that they need, because everything has completely changed for teachers. With the Common Core in English Language Arts and Math, we have new ELD standards, we have the next generation science standards, and we have instructional technology and a focus on personalized learning. That's a complete disruption of what teachers knew just 4 years ago. We're also focusing on improving the culture of our schools and of our districts, ensuring that our schools are very supportive places for students. So we address that social emotional side. So focusing on the instructional program that is articulated K-8, which means clear learning goals, clear formative assessments, clear summative assessments, growth reports so teachers understand what kids are experiencing growth, who isn't, and if they aren't, what are we going to do about it? Then also that social emotional side, and then focusing on the entire culture of the school and the district to make sure that it supports our students, our families, and our staff. We've embarked on really focusing on building a culturally proficient organization, and really the message that we're sending is that wherever you come from, whatever you bring to the table, whatever color you are, what's your ancestry, your sexual orientation, gender identity, whoever you are, we accept you, we love you, and we want you in our district. It came from our non-discrimination policy, and then I started using those words in public forums. When the leader says something, it resonates. That's why I have a concern that our leadership at the federal level, when they say something that's harmful, people get concerned. So we're trying to take a very proactive approach and building in cultural proficiency. We're working with experts who've actually written books on cultural proficiency, and we're learning to address our own biases and the biases that our organization may have, so that we can break down those barriers that exist and send messages of acceptance to all of our students, to all of our staff, and to all of our families in the form of parents and guardians. We're really trying to be incredibly inclusive and make sure that our policies, our actions, our words, everything that we do mirrors that ideology of being culturally proficient. It really gives more of a complete picture of how you're succeeding as a district and as schools. And what I love most, though, is the student reports that are generated for the families, because it's a growth report. So it's showing the student and their parents or guardians what kind of growth they've experienced and sort of how that's benchmarked against other students at their same grade level. We're all on a different trajectory, right? We all learn differently, we all excel in different ways, and kids are no different. They learn in different ways, in different time frames, and we have to have a system that can adjust and tolerate those differences. So anyway, I think that the new model is fabulous. I think that it gives a more well-rounded picture. I like that it's growth-based. And again, I think it's only one component, because I think, what you can't measure is how people feel about their school. And I think that culture piece is critical at a school and in a district. And so I think people still need to know that it's a snapshot, but it's a more well-rounded snapshot. Instructional technology really has, for the first time, I think we really have the opportunity to deliver right to a kid what they need when they need it. We see it as a very collaborative event, because you can have experiences that you're doing on your own, but when instructional technology is utilized most effectively, it's very collaborative and it's very creative and it's very energetic. We've focused on having very flexible spaces, and kids love it. There's nothing anywhere in any research that I've ever read that says rows and quiet classrooms equate to learning. And so when you come into these environments and they're alive and kids are engaged with what they're doing and they can tell you what they're doing, that's very exciting.